Okay, so welcome everyone. I wanted to show the last mashup that I've created. So this one will be available on the Gumroad page, and it will be available as a single download, a separate download from the different pack that I've made before. It's better this way because I can refine and distribute and release those Meshops more quickly. So I will concentrate on just few of them and release them time after time as a separate download. So it's available for a few bucks on the Gumroad page, and it needs to be added to the kit folder of the Meshop Total Pack. So if I open the user folder and goes to the kit folder, it will be available here in the small advanced Meshops. So you will have to unzip the files into the icons and assembly aliases and etc. So after you restart Modo, you will get this demo scene file that you can open it, and also those three different Meshops. So it's fairly simple. The goal of this Meshop is to create outline of shapes that is sometimes n-gons, sometimes not n-gons, but being free to manipulate those and create an outline out of it. So for example, here I will switch and display the vertices. They are always visible, right? I didn't see them. Okay, I need to select, of course, the edges, I mean the polygons, the meshes. So as you can see here, we have different meshes. So we have a circle one here, and into this circle one I have different pieces, okay? And those pieces are like connected islands. It can be n-gons, it can be anything, but the main thing that you should remind is that here you have 16 layers, 32 layers, 64 layers. You have a different configurations. So it's up to you. You can use the 64 with just 16 layers, because it will disable and in a smart way disable and bypass sound processing. So it will not be much more longer, but it will create less nodes. Okay, so here we have this shape that is composed by just circle, right? And those are independent. You can move them at different level. It didn't change the results, okay? It's up to you. But if that's overlapping, that's okay, it's fine also. So here we have, so just for the purpose, I will just scale them back to 0. We'll use K, 0, Shift A, K, 0. Okay, so now we have overlapping faces, but here I have a test mesh that where I will add the operator. So this one will be the 64. I don't care actually, because as I said, it's for the demonstration, and it's correctly created with smart optimization in it. So you have two sources here. The first source is like when you are plugging the compound. So this object is the compound, like what you do in Illustrator. So when you connect it, you get kind of a compound shape out of those shapes, and it just creates the outline with the same point on the outside, right? So even if you move, for example, this one here on the side, it still remains, okay? It's just merging the different elements inside. So you can still stay with this, but you can also, for example, work with, so we have circles, we have also circles with all in it, like this one. So here, as you can see, we have a mesh that have only one polygon, and it's a big n-gon. You still have some cuts in it, but it's okay. So same thing, you can select elements and scale them up or down. It will update, right? So you have this, you can use this on many different shapes, like squares and anything like those. So that's really interesting for creating shapes. And after that, you have this big n-gons, and you can extrude it and you revolve it and do whatever you want for ArcViz modeling or other motion graphics effects. And so actually it's working just on the y-axis, but after that, after you've created this, you can still conform it to any shapes with transform UVs, Meshops, for example. But yeah, it's really reliable. So yeah, on this one it's a bit maybe more slower because we have 16 polygons, so 16 n-gons, and you should be aware that if you want to move those things, it might be really slow. So it's much more for compositing the shapes. So you prepare your shapes, and then you use this Meshop to have some more freedom and control over it. Okay, so I will switch to the different features in it. So as I said, we have, so of course the circle here is inside this shape, so it's not visible here, of course. So we have removed all the different edges and points that is inside the shape. So what you can do here, I have just simple example. I will move this here over this shape, and just to show you, you have access to different solution. So here we have just a compound, right? But I can also use this base shape to define that, okay, I want to get the intersection between this shape and this shape, and I have this result here. So after that, you see that here you have an operation mode with core. You can get the outside of it, so like a subtraction, okay, based on the base shape, and you have also access to the others, all the others modes of the axis drill. So you have stencil, you have slice, you have those different modes. But yeah, it's really interesting because you can compose things node after node. Okay, you can use multiple polyfuse inline and have a much more complex shape. So just to show you here, I have just one example here that may be more reliable to show the potential. So here I will just remove those, select those objects, they are there, and I will connect those. So here I have this compound, okay, created with just polygons, one polygon each time, and I will connect this to the Polyfuse. So I will again show those parts. Okay, so connect, And as you can see, now we have an n-gon here, only one polygon that is fully connected, right? And I can combine this base shape with the compound mesh over it. So you can get this kind of shapes, and after all, just having some more fun with editing the different shapes like those. So for example, I will remove the visibility of it. Select here, select all the polygons and scale it. So you can create many different kind of shapes with this, okay, with all the cuts and stuff here. So yeah, it can be really useful to create different shapes in 2D, and after all, use them into a 3D context. Okay, so it's up to you. You have different solutions. You have the 16 and 32 and 64 mode. Even if you use the 64, it's okay. It just contained much more nodes in it, so to lower down the processing and also the memory load, it may be more critical to use a 16 one if you just need this amount of layers. So that's all. I hope you like this video talking about this new Meshops, and I hope you will enjoy it and support me on the Gumroad page. If you have any questions, suggestions on new Meshops, you can give it to me on the Slack or on the Discord channel if you like. See you next time, and bye bye.